Hello, Jesdemail here. I hope everyone's doing wonderful. I had to restart this video because I realized that I wasn't even on the image, so the mouse wasn't. This is supposed to be also recording the mouse in the area, but it wasn't recording it because I didn't click on the image. Um, Yesterday was horrible. I have an hour long video, almost an hour long. Yeah, almost an hour long. Um, that I did the day before yesterday, and I'm sorry. It's just really humid, and I'm having a little trouble breathing today. It's just if you have asthma or any problem where humidity is an issue, you know what I'm talking about. But I made a video that had a review of Japanese food items. I explained some stuff, talked about how to find good food places and stuff, and then I bitched a little, I think, too. But if you want the whole hour, let me know. If not, I need to cut it up. I also recorded the story of what happened at the hospital with the catheter, which should be fun as well. And I did all that on the laptop because it has a cam. If I had the money, I would buy this from my brother, but I don't know how much he'd want it for because if I think he'd want like $700 for it or something. And I wish I had the money because this thing is so nice because after what my surgeon said yesterday, it's probably going to be another month before I can even use my actual computer even if I was feeling good enough to use it. That's pretty crazy. But so I made the video the next day. Well, the day before I made the video, and I was supposed to post it the same day, but I didn't know if you wanted an hour long or whatever. So, like I said, let me know in the comments. You want a whole fucking hour? I know you guys can pause it. You can fall asleep to it. If not, I'll put it into 10, 15-minute chunks, and then you can watch them as they come out. Um, I I went to the doctor's and I was 2 hours late almost. It took me 4 hours to get there, and I was supposed to be there 40 minutes early. It was just a whole bunch of bad luck. It wasn't 100% the fault of the transit, it wasn't 100% the fault of me, because I left early. The way it went, I would only have gotten there on time if I left at like 8 in the morning to get there by 2 p.m. It was fucking crazy. And I didn't get home until almost 7 o'clock, and my brother was kind enough to actually take me home because it was so late and he was already off of work at that point. And so he's took the extra ride down there and came and picked me up because it would have been another 3 hour fucking ride home. It was horrible. Anyway, if you want to know about that, I recorded a couple videos about that, and I'll do the whole story if you want because it fills me with anger when I think about it, so it's a memory that I'll keep for quite some time. But, this video is not about me bitching and stuff. I do want to say I'm sorry to Metal Canyon, to my mother, to one of my subscribers who talks to me on Steam. Um, for the last couple days, I was very fatigued, and when I got out of my being fatigued, I was very hyper, and I've been talking nonstop. If you can tell, I got a lot of fucking energy, but I have trouble standing up, and I get fatigued easily doing a lot of physical stuff. Just sitting here is perfectly fine. But this video is supposed to let you know about what happened at the surgeon's after he was so kind. I want to thank you. I want to thank my surgeon. I know he's not going to ever watch this, but thank you for taking the time to see me in between your patients cuz I was so late, and I called and said I was going to be late, but I was even later than the time that I thought I was going to be, and I just thank you so much for taking me. I would have happily just waited till the end of the day to be seen. I didn't want to reschedule, but I would still wanted my Xrays, you know. That was very kind. But as you see in front of your face holes, this is the X-ray that took place immediately after my surgery. You can actually still see the tube I think that was in my mouth. Here's that icky little tube that they put in my neck for the blocker. That's what my mom pulled out 4 days, 5 days, actually it was 6 days later. Um, what else is there? There's some random tubes that I don't know what they are, but it's probably to a heart monitor or something. And then this thing right here that you see that looks kind of odd, that stops here, is the cuff they used to put on me to cool everything down. And you can see I hate this cuff. When I first started using this cuff, I was like, this is great. But I hate Velcro. This Velcro. It just made me I hate Velcro now. It just pissed me off. Urgh. Anyway, as you can see, this is the joint that was replaced. And there's something extra special about this joint. And the surgeon told me about it. And I'm very thankful to him that he did this. A matter of fact, I think that that is actually bigger than my original fucking ball right there. And I can also make the joint that my surgeon put his balls in me because I had a couple different sizes shoved in there. Ha! Joke. Anyway, so he also told me that surgery wise, this surgery isn't that bad. You cut off the top, you pop on the thing, you hammer that in, you put the other side in, you screw everything or cement it, and then you're done. Okay, it's a lot more difficult than that, but that's just the gist of it. Now, mine was a little more difficult because, as you can see, and this is why I'm showing you the picture while I'm doing this. As you can see right here, it doesn't match up. Because usually, a lot of the times with surgeries like this, it's a clean match. And there's a reason behind that. And he explained it to me, and I was very thankful. And he's an awesome surgeon. If any of you live in the Portland area, I will tell you which surgeon to go to. Um, so right here, this little tiny three little things here, which just look like, I can't tell if he screwed it in or not. This is the smallest size joint thing they had. And what it is just like a little pad that they stick in there so the rest of it can rub up against it. This is the smallest one they had. And then he put on the ball to test it out and it wasn't working. So he used a way bigger, and I actually think that this ball is bigger than my original ball joint. I know that if I feel my shoulder, it feels like there's a little more there, but that just might be in my head. I do know when it gets cold, I shiver a little more on that side. But so the reason, well, that's what I was gonna say. He said these surgeries are kind of easy, but in my case, because my joints are actually slightly deformed, he's done this type of surgery just a few times before, but they're very difficult. This The surgery itself is not that difficult, but considering my deformity, the surgery was difficult. And so, what this shows here is what he explained to me, and if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry, is that he had to go 2 sizes higher on the ball and the smallest size joint possible. And this is actually like at a 45-degree angle or skewed. Because as you can tell, this isn't supposed to be like this. This is supposed to be moved up more. And the reason why he pushed it in towards my body and it's not perfectly flat looking is because my bones keep on wanting to pop out the back because that's how my joints are. Because you see how much extra space there is and stuff. So nothing sits perfectly. And that's, my right shoulder does the same thing. And so when he lifted up my arm after the surgery, every single time he said the prosthetic or the prosthesis popped out the back. And he was like, this isn't going to work that way. So about a half an hour, 45 minutes of fiddling around, he put it in an angle. And as you can see here, so no matter how much my bone structure wants to pop the fuck out the back, sorry about that, it will always stay seated in the joint. And the reason why he's so, the main reason why he doesn't want me to do much, I can't touch my face. Even though my arm feels perfect, I feel like I could run the fucking Olympics with my arm at this moment. But most people, everyone should do what their doctor says, but me it's tenfold because, there is a chance that I could pop it out the back at any time before it heals. So I really have to be careful. And because of everything, my arm is going to be a little tighter, so it's going to be a little harder for me to move. So how much flexibility I have with my arm now, he's very happy about because I have a better chance of not getting a frozen shoulder. I could still get one, but he was just very happy with everything. He says it looks great. The scar looks wonderful. Every single lump you see, there's stitches underneath, the sutures underneath that dissolve. And he said this will end up perfectly flat when it's done. He did say, I tried to explain it to him, but I didn't know what it was called. But he said he did what he said. What he did is for the old scar, he had to go underneath with like the scissors or whatever and separate this tissue from the skin. So it was easier for him to move stuff around because the scar was pretty bad. But I wanted to show you guys this. Now, this is not the one I took yesterday. See, my hospital's great because because you can ask for pictures, and this is a bonus because if I need to get a lawyer for disability, I have 796 pictures of my shoulder. I have pictures from 2010 when I was first complaining about my dislocation and my arthritis and stuff, and all the way up, CT scans, everything like that, all the way up to all the ones they did just recently, including yesterday's. And so as soon as I get a CD drive, you'll be seeing the newest one that was done yesterday. And in 10 weeks, I'll also have it done as well. But as far as everything goes, as long as it doesn't pop out and I really don't do stuff, even though I do catch myself trying to pull up my pants and stuff, even with the sling on, I'm going to have to put the thing around my waist because it's really difficult for me not to do stuff. I don't know why. It's just, I guess it's just because my arm feels so good. But I need to really not do that because I could fuck it up in the future because of the stuff that's being done now. But I wanted to make this video for you and let you see what it looked like because I said I would get a picture for you. One of the ladies that worked at the hospital thought it was odd that I wasn't able to get a recording of my surgery, but it was probably because I asked too close to the surgery itself. I should have asked about that the day I talked to the surgeon and scheduled the date for the surgery. So next time, if there's a next time, so far as I can see, I don't have to have anything fixed. Also, I do have arthritis in all over the place, but as my mom thought and what the surgeon probably thought too, my last surgery, with my rotator cuff and everything, made everything worse to the point that it sped up the arthritis. I don't know how, but so I have moderate arthritis everywhere else on my body, but I had severe in my shoulder. So I'll eventually probably have to get my other shoulder replaced, but it's many years out, and so, I can take medication or other stuff for that beforehand. But now I need to go to my normal doctor. I need to find out what type of arthritis I have so I can take medication. The only bad news about all this is that I haven't been taking my meloxicam because it is a muscle relaxer, and I didn't know what it was going to do with the surgery. I was really worried about what was going to happen. And so I asked my surgeon when I could take it, and he said that I need to wait at least 1 more month before I can start taking it again. And now meloxicam is what I was using so I could actually get up and walk around properly. And for those of you who are out there who might say, well, if you weren't fat, you wouldn't hurt when you walk. After going to the doctors and stuff and having my stuff done, yes, weight does cause an issue with that, but I do have arthritis in both of my hips. And and the reason why I'm saying it like that is I'm not going to say, I'm not fat, it's not contributing. It is contributing to it to a certain extent, but not as much as you would think it would. I've actually lost some weight because of this too. But, whoa, shoot, see, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, the arthritis is just so bad. Sitting up and sitting back down is hard. Walking is very difficult. And the meloxicam helped with that immensely. So much so. And the fibromyalgia doesn't help either. Right now, my pain's probably a 2. And that's my entire body. 2 or 3. So I'm always in pain, but it's in the pain spectrum that if I'm doing something like singing really badly or doing other stuff, I can pretend it's not there. At nighttime it gets a little more difficult because my shoulder's been in the sling all day and I've done my exercises, so it gets a little more painful. I have some pain in my right shoulder joint, but that's to be expected too. It'll just be a lot easier after I find out what type of arthritis it is, and I get the meloxicam going again. And then I'm going to try to get my medical marijuana card so I don't have to smoke it, because I heard the edibles are slightly better for pain. Note, I live in Oregon, in a certain part of Oregon that has legalized marijuana. And I don't know what the law is on YouTube for talking about marijuana is, but I've seen people do videos and stuff. I smoke marijuana, and I smoke a strain called Harlequin. If you have arthritis, if you have stress, if you have pains and aches like that, Harlequin is good for it. Harlequin is like the #1 recommended for that kind. They have some for migraines and stuff like that. I get migraines too, but very rarely. Um, but with the marijuana, I can sleep at night. I can go throughout some of the day. Some days I need more, and I don't want to smoke too much because if I smoke enough that I feel a little woozy or tired, that's too much. I mean, just now finished the amount my family got me for my birthday on April 26th. So I've been, slowly using this stuff. But and unfortunately, I don't have any money to get more, and I'm out, so I have no pain relief at the moment. But what I wanted to say was, if you live in a place that has legalized it, or you live in a place that has a medical marijuana, and you have headaches and you have pain, and you tried stuff that hasn't worked, I suggest a little bit of the medical marijuana. You can't go wrong with it. Um, I was a non-believer at first. I'm gonna be honest. The first time I think I said this before too. The first time I went to smoke it, I was like, yeah, right. This isn't gonna help, and I couldn't believe it. I was doing 2-3 hours of sleep at night. I get thrown up to 5 hours of sleep. The only bad news is I have to smoke immediately before bed, unless I only want to sleep 2 hours, because I wake up immediately after the weed wears off. And that's why they suggest edibles instead, because they last in your system longer, but they take longer to work. But so uh, I used it, and I was like, this really works. But I was using strains that were more for relaxation than pain relief, so they were more of the you smoke this stuff to watch Adventure Time and make it even more awesome than it already is. My stuff is the stuff my parents used to smoke when they were younger. So that's the original shit there. And so it blows your mind thinking if that's the stuff they used to smoke all the time, and the stuff that we have is stronger, holy shit. But the reason why I like the Harlequin is that it actually lets me use it and not be too tired. The only bad side is I feel well enough that I've caught myself, doing stuff that I'm not supposed to be doing with my arm, leaning on it, you know, pulling pants up with it. You're not supposed to do that after surgery, but there's no, you feel good, there's no pain. So I've been really good about not doing that, and that's only happened once. I'm happy it only happened once, because if it happened more than once, I wouldn't be taking it at all, because I'd be hurting myself more, with the pain relief than without. But anyway, I wanted to say that too, because a couple of you might be interested in what I've been taking. Um, it was $50 for the amount I got, which was really actually, I don't know. I'm not a smoker, so I don't know if it was a lot or not. That's the honest truth. Um, and I don't know if I was smoking too much or too little, but I was smoking dependent on how I was. And sometimes it works good if I wake up in the morning and I can't get up out of bed because of my arthritis. I smoke a little, rest for a little while. I can get up and do my thing, smoke some before bed, and then usually throughout the rest of the day I don't have a problem. But on bad days, I do have to smoke a little throughout the day, but I'd prefer not to because I actually feel guilty about doing it. Um, because it's still is it the word stigma? It's still people are like, if you smoke, ugh, this stuff will kill you. Um, but in all honesty, like I said before, I would rather smoke weed or use edibles than start on opiates. Because, like I said in my other videos, because of my arthritis and because of my fibromyalgia, the pain is only going to get worse as I get older. And I'm in constant pain now. And this is real talk here. If you don't want to hear real talk, real honest talk, you should skip ahead. My pain is so bad some days, I wish that I would die. And in all honesty, it makes me depressed and stuff, but I want to let you know that I would never ever hurt myself because one, it would be too painful, and two, I'm lazy, and three, I don't want to. But the pain is so horrible sometimes I lay in bed and hope I don't wake up if I fall asleep. Because that's the only way I can explain it, to explain to people how just how painful it is. Now, I said don't worry about it because I don't want you guys to go, oh no, she's suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I may have bad days of pain, but I'm happy. I have a wonderful relationship. I have a semi-wonderful family. I have a wonderful fan base on YouTube. I'm just now getting heard from the people from disability. I just got my shoulder replaced. There's going to be bad days, there's going to be worse days. There's going to be really horrible days that I don't think I can really go on. But I know I will, and I know it will, there'll be days of no pain and there'll be days of pain. And I would, in all honesty, I wouldn't wish this upon anyone. I would rather take, if my mom was in this much pain, I would like to take it in her stead. I wouldn't want anyone ever to be in this pain. And and when I was younger, I didn't have a problem with pain at all until in my 20s, I think, is when I noticed that even trying to pop a pimple was too painful to do, which is weird because it's just a fucking zit. But yeah, real talk over. And I know those are sensitive subjects, and I don't want to upset anybody with any of that stuff, but it's the truth. I don't look like I'm in pain. I don't look like that. And right now, my scar hurts, but it's only because my shoulder's cold. So let me get my. I don't have my blanket around, so I'm just going to cover it with a scarf. Because I have lost some feeling in my shoulder, and it should come back. But the back of my shoulder, I can't gauge heat at all. So I can't tell if my shoulder's cold until it is ice cold. And in some cases, it's cold enough that the metal on the inside feels like it's cold. But the front is numb a little, which should be, because, he went in there and dug around. Half of it went unnumb a couple days ago, but the rest of it still is. But, even if it stays numb, I don't give a fuck. I'll be able to use my shoulder again. Who cares? I'll have a... He let me know that if there's any issues with my scars, I could remove the excess skin. Because he let me know that after it's healed, it looks like I might have a little bump. I can remove that. And I said, I told him honestly, I don't care. It could be a giant scar with a finger sticking out of it. As long as my shoulder's working, I do not care. But I wanted to show you this picture because I wanted to look at that arrow on arrow action. And is it the same size? Yes. Okay, there you go. That arrow is actually from... I took this picture from the... I asked permission first, and I took a picture of the computer monitor. And I took off all the extra stuff, like the... I got in close enough so you couldn't see the information, and this isn't the whole picture. I should have probably zoomed it in. I feel kind of guilty now. That is so small. But, oh, and look, you can see part of my boob. I just noticed that. This right here. Uh-oh, getting some sexy shit going on here. No, but, but, yeah, I wanted to show you this video. I wanted to show you doing okay. Oh, that's my rib cage. I think. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Anywho, I'm trying to think. I know for that type of surgery, they bandage your chest so your chest won't get in the way. So I don't know where the fuck it's at. But we'll pretend it's down there, okay? Pretend that's my boob, even though that wouldn't even be like 1/10 of the size. But anyway, you can tell I'm in a good mood because of how I'm talking. This is how I talk when I'm not in much pain and I'm really happy. And I try not to do that on my videos because I don't want to offend anyone. But I've just been in such a good mood lately that because I'm not too fatigued that I just can't help it. But anyway, I should end this video. It's like 23 minutes long. I hope all of you have the most wonderful day you can. Know that no matter what, your days will get better. And if you have chronic pain, people may not understand it, but you are very strong. And it's very difficult to try to live in the amount of pain that is being lived. If you have any pain that you know what I'm talking about, if you live with an 8 out of 10, the last month before your surgery, every day, and that's one of the reasons why I wasn't recording. It's just the pain was just so bad. I would lay in bed. I couldn't think. At one point, I was taking 2-3 showers a day, and that's a lot of showers. And that was just to sit in the shower and let the heat, because that was the only thing that was comfortable at that point. TMI, I know, but that's just a part of life, But no matter how bad it gets and no matter how much pain you have, you're a fighter, you're strong, and you're going to make it through, and it's going to get better. It might get worse before it gets better, but it'll get better. And, just think of it. Even if you're in pain and you have bad days, you're still alive. That's cool. That's a bonus, right? I mean, I think about it. I'm only 37 and I have all this stuff going on, and I know people younger than me have had these problems too. But and that's the only thing that irritates me about this is so many people, the every nurse who's even younger than me are like, "Oh, you're so young to have this happen. I can't believe." On the bus yet the other day, people were like, "I cannot believe you have had surgery and you're that young. You know, a whole replacement." Because when I go out, I don't have my shoulder covered because it still hurts to have anything on it. Um, and that's just a little irritating. And I know they're saying that to be nice, and some of them are actually shocked. But that's the only out of this whole thing. That's the only thing that irritates me. That people are like, "You're just way too young to have this happen." I'm like, I'm 30. I'm almost 40. Okay, but you really shouldn't be having replacements like this naturally until you're about 60 or 65. So I'm way under the bar there. But yeah, I should stop the video. I'm so sorry it's so long. Um, I hope you have a wonderful day. Like I said, I hope your cats and dogs and children have wonderful days. Or if you have fish or snakes or any other reptile to do or anything else. Um, and I will see you again for another video. I need to transfer some stuff from my computer over, but I wanted to do some Sherlock Holmes, but I cannot do it at this time because I have to find the save files and transfer them to the laptop. Like I said, it'd be at least another month before I can actually use my other computer. Actually, no. It's going to be 2 months before I can use my other computer, pardon me, because of where the keyboard is. And that's if I'm not fatigued. It'll be at least another month or so before I can actually properly walk again because of the meloxicam and stuff. I'm glad I asked him about that, though. But, anywho, sorry this was so long. Goodbye!